You're in the right place at the right time, because news you can use is about to be in front of you. So go ahead and tag a friend and tell them to come on in, because it's time for news you can use with the remarkable ladies from News You Could Use. It's that time. It's that time for more news you can use, spanning across the globe to share interesting topics: health, finance, wealth, and new things that are happening on the planet that you can get value from. Show with Dr. Lotus Riche and Hillary Goodis. Welcome to Hey, woo! Come on. Go ahead and tell a friend and come on in, baby. Woo! Hey, ho, hey, ho. This is what honey do for you, y'all. Just natural Manuka honey. Yeah, I got some great energy, but I'm going to go ahead and put on my specs, because if I don't put on my specs, y'all, with the blue light, those of us that sit in front of the computer for numerous hours a day because we're running our businesses from wherever we're running our businesses from, not necessarily home, from the office, wherever. News you can use is, here we go. I got it. I got my headset on today, y'all. But news you can use says, make sure you protect your eyes, okay? You might see a little glare or whatever. Let me get my hair kind of cuter, y'all. Okay, so anyway, you want to protect your eyes from the glare. This blue light is not extremely healthy for your eyes. And so now that I've said that, I'd like to say I'm super happy to be back again on News You Can Use with my wonderful co-host, the remarkable, amazing, incredible queen of the lymphatic bounce, the lymphologist, the pastor, the speaker, Miss Hillary Goodis. And she's here with me tonight. And tonight we've got a phenomenal guest that she's amazing. She's coming up to talk to us tonight about bouncing to body balance. And I know some of you may say, what does that mean? Well, I'm gonna let our guests tell you what that means, or maybe you can squeeze out some of the sauce from Miss Hillary when she comes on. Maybe she'll tell you. But what I'm gonna say is, go ahead and get your notepad and get your pen. A note that I have on here says, "Get fit for life." Isn't that interesting? So go ahead and get your notepad and get your pen and come on in, because it is time to get more news you can use. We are broadcasting all around the world to share wonderful tidbits of information that helps you, helps your friends, help your frenemies to get the news that they can use that will change their life forever, for the positive, for the good, for the great. I like to say for the great. And yet we know note takers are money makers. So before we bring my wonderful co-host in, I know some of y'all saying, Lolo, what's in the cup? I'm going to tell you what's in my cup if you tell me what's in yours. All right. I've got a little bit of coffee in my cup. Woo. I'm loving it. So not only am I in the studio with a glare, you can't go nowhere almost where the sun don't shine. And the sun is shining on me and behind me. And I'm super duper thankful for it. But I'm thankful for the sun. The sun, we need the sun just like we need the rain. And so with no further ado, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and come on in, share this broadcast, and let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know where you're coming in from, and let us know who you tag, because Miss Hillary gonna ask you who you tag. So with no further ado, I'm going to go backstage and I am going to get the co-hostess with the mostest. Okay. She's coming right back with us. But before we go there, we're going to go ahead and play a quick commercial. Did I say that? No, I said 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. Tag a friend and tell them to come on in, and we'll be right back with our co-host, Miss Hillary Gooden. Be right back. Go ahead. It's your time. Tag someone you care about and have them come on in and share with a friend more news that you can use. Come on, let's go. We've got 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Go ahead and tag a friend. 3 seconds, y'all. 3 seconds, y'all. 3 seconds. Please welcome my illustrious co-host, none other than the phenomenal queen of the lymphatic bounce herself, Dr. Hillary Gooden. Woo woo!
Hey, woo!
Hey, how are you?
My, you seem to have enough energy for me and our guests. I'm loving it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I gotta tell you, I'm having a fantastic day. My life is just wonderful, and I know your life must be going right too, because you showed up. You're looking all snazzy with a beautiful smile. So, Dr. Hillary Gooden, could you please tell our guests how to come in the house? I shared with them a little bit, but tell our guests how to come in the house and tell them a little bit more about you.
All righty. Well, first thing you want to do is make sure you got your notepad and your pen, your crayon, your pencil, whatever it is that you're going to use to make sure you write nuggets down. You never want to leave nuggets on the table. And then we want you to make sure that you, as you come in, share, tag a friend, tag a family member, tag a frenemy, tag somebody that can benefit from, what the discussion is going to be tonight. You know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be news you can use. So share it out. And then we want you to let us know, say hello, and let us know where you're coming in from. I'm coming in from the Chicago area, for those of you that don't know. And so I am Hillary Gooden, your Vibrant Life health coach. And so I help women plus 40 plus. I help them with strategies to reduce stress and inflammation so that they can have more energy, more clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, boosted immunity, and we all want boosted immunity these days, and vitality. And we do that by activating and maintaining a healthy lymphatic system. So I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body help you have a more vibrant life. I have a more vibrant health.
Woo, yeah. Woo! You see why she the co-host, y'all? She just come in and she get the party started right. So with no further ado, we're going to take this quick break and come right back to you when we bring our phenomenal guest, Miss Angela Elting, the founder of Rugger Wellness, to the stage. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's time for news you can use. With Dr. Lotus Riche, queen of the lymphatic bounce, co-host Hillary Gooden. Welcome.
Join us for news you can use every Monday and Friday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, where we're introducing health and wellness experts from around the world. I'm your co-host, Hillary Gooden, and our phenomenal host is Dr. Lotus Riche. Experience the best information and live your best life.
Welcome to the platform, goodness. Woo!
Yes, welcome,
All
welcome,
right,
welcome.
all right, all right. Welcome.
Hey,
Woo!
good to
Hi,
Happy
see
to-
you in the house.
hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. So
Exactly.
we're happy to have you here. Hill, what you got?
Well, so we're glad to see you, and you're always supporting Angela Elton from DC, Angela from DC, and so we're so glad to have you on the show again, so you can share
Yes.
more of who you are. We want to know more about you. So this just give us a little bit about who you are and how rugby used to play a part in your life.
Okay. Well, my name is Angie Elting, and I was born in Okinawa, Japan. My father was Air Force. He served active duty for 22 years, married to my Okinawan mother, and I have three siblings. Actually, two younger siblings, two sisters, and they all live in Wichita, Kansas. And that is home for them. But for me, even though I'm here in Washington, D.C., Japan is and always will be home for me. I've lived in Japan for most of my life now, and I've only recently come to Washington, D.C. as about 3 years ago. So I think now I'm outside of that tourist space. If you asked me about a year and a half ago, I probably would have said, yeah, I still feel like a tourist, and I'm still just coming back from Japan. So not anything about jet lag, but that culture shock. Even though I am an American and I've lived, with an American culture all my life, but having lived in Japan and overseas for most of it, even though, American nuances, but I still get overwhelmed with here in Washington, D.C., with the traffic. And even now, on top of that, with the COVID and, working from home instead of an office. And, that adjustment, I can understand that adjustment being for everyone. But with sports, I've been playing sports since I was 8 years old, playing organized sports from playing softball and baseball, volleyball, field hockey, track, basketball, and also rugby. So as a child, I pretty much played sports all year round, and that carried me throughout the school year from middle school, high school. I even played sports at the junior college level, volleyball and track, and then went on to complete my track season with at a university and also playing rugby, and that's where I picked it up. But rugby, I let it evolve from not just only playing at the uh, at the college level, but also when I moved to Japan, I was in the Navy for about 4 years and was stationed in Japan, in Yokosuka, Japan. But I started off playing with our ship's team, which was mostly men. There was one other female. But from that experience, I was able to connect with the Japanese women's team, and that introduced me to becoming a player for the Japanese national team. So here's a kind of an example of a little bit of representation of the national team with their, actually it's this one here, the national emblem of the cherry blossom, symbolizing a national player. So I played with the Japanese national team for about 15 years, enjoyed the travel, enjoyed the camaraderie, just enjoyed everything on and off the pitch, as we call it, on and off the field. And when I came back here to Washington, D.C., about a year after I settled here, I started to play a little bit intramural with a local club team right before COVID had hit. So since then, I just pretty much been watching and cheering on rugby as it's at the Olympics for the second Olympics at this time. So hopefully, if you've never seen it, catch some of the highlights and just be an avid fan, just like me.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
so I got a question.
Sure.
So rugby is not, we don't play rugby here in the States as much. Is it mostly like maybe in the UK, they play rugby there?
Most popular countries, it did start in the UK, but it's been popularized and it's well known in New Zealand, Australia, Fiji, so most of your South Pacific islands, but it's worldwide. It expands throughout Europe, also in the Pacific, and in the US as well. So it was, I think, I want to say before the Rio Olympics in 2016, maybe about 4 years prior to that, maybe about 2012 is when rugby really started to expand worldwide. If it wasn't introduced into those countries that I mentioned or those outlying countries, it started to become well known or introduced in the school systems, whether it was added as an activity in PE classes. A lot of these countries already introduced it and have schools and clubs at the school age levels, all the way to company levels as well as professional leagues, even for the women. But in getting ready for that 2016 Olympics, that 4-year development, and I became a part of that when I was in Japan, and really training hard with the team, building them up, and really internationalizing that sport. So even in the United States, it's not uncommon to see it at the college level, club teams for women and men.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my start from at the university level.
Okay. And then one other question: when you would travel in Japan, and you were playing in these different tournaments, they were all within Japan?
Both in Japan and also internationally. So my first international match I played in Hong Kong, and all in the Pacific area I've traveled, but even outside the Pacific area. So I've been to New Zealand, I've been to Australia, Canada. We did a tour in England, in Ireland, as well as in the Netherlands. So that was
that's wonderful.
Travel. So
that's wonderful. Love you some rugby.
Part of the pioneer process, pioneer team in Japan. So, since I stopped playing, the team has really grown. They have the opportunity with 2 Olympics now. There's World Cup and World Series that they are able to travel, worldwide, just like that.
That's wonderful. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I love the fact that, you were able to play all around the world with so many teams. You were able to integrate your heritage and utilize it in Japan to really bridge the gap that so many people wouldn't have been able to bridge. So with that being said, we noticed that you've been, like we said, you've been all around the world. You've talked to so many people. You've been at some of the top events around the world, and you've been featured on television. You've been featured in the news. I think you did like an Iron Woman competition that was televised in Japan. Can you tell us about that?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's not Iron Woman. It's more like the name now escapes me. You see it on TV nowadays. It's kind of like an obstacle course. They're swinging on a rope.
Ninja Warriors.
Yes.
Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
Warrior. So it was during the pioneer episodes before it's now called the Warrior, and they were asking. Our team was asked for any volunteers, from women's rugby, and I was the only one that volunteered. It's like, sure, this will be fun, and I was the only rugby participant. But during that episode, I was participating with several renowned world-class gymnasts.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of gymnasts from the U.S. That I can remember. I can't remember other countries, but there are probably about 4 or 5 gymnasts that participated as well. Mm-hmm. And as well as the Ninja Warriors, the local Ninja Warriors, who train for this, those that do as a hobby and whatnot. So you have non-athletes as well as athletes.
Right.
Needless to say, I didn't get too far. I got spun out of this big old wheel, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. And I got to spend the whole day. I had, two other teammates that came to support me as well. So
Awesome. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And so we know that not only are you an excellent rugby player, you also have won medals in other sports, as you shared earlier. You play women's softball. You also play volleyball, and you're just an all around sports person, if I may say. And so you've over time really conditioned your body to be the best that you can be, winning trophies in so many different sports with rugby, softball, and volleyball, to name a few. And as you said, you played football when you came to the United States for a while as well. And so that's amazing that you were able to do that and really stay so fit. And so how does that trickle into what you do as a business? Because from what I understand from talking to you and spending time with you, you help people really get their bodies going. I know you did it for me. The food plan you helped me with really helped me lose weight and helped me lose inches. So how did you decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do for people, to help people?
well, I figured that, it's important for us to have multiple streams of income, as you've mentioned in many of your shows all the time. And I've mostly been concentrating on only working with, and I work with the government, supporting military families with family support programs. But I realized that, I have done some venturing of entrepreneurship as a young adult, or even as a child, babysitting or tutoring. I taught English to Japanese children. I also taught English to Japanese adults, and doing a lot of that. And I figured, well, what could I do that could translate everything that I've learned throughout my life, especially with sports? And so basically it's life coaching and even a bit of consulting with helping people with nutrition. I'm not a licensed nutritionist or physical therapist, but just using my own life experiences and helping those that are interested in wanting to incorporate a healthy lifestyle. And I'm not going to train you to be an elite athlete unless that's what you want to do. But it's really, getting in the starting blocks to run this journey, this race of, healthy daily living, which incorporates making sure, learning about your nutrition, understanding about the types of nutrition that can help you, and even working out. So I like to incorporate simple workouts so it's fun. I'm used to already doing a lot of the Olympic lifts and, really structured. But I figured, not everyday people have access of going to the gym.
Right.
And what I like doing is being creative of what you can do at home with your own body, as your own body.
Awesome. That's great. And so I wanted to add this earlier because I thought that it was so profound, because I knew that when we talk about Olympic teams, and we're right in the cusp of Olympic teams now, you've worked with people on the Olympic level that have gone to the Olympics. You've worked with some very formidable coaches and things of that nature. And so you've got what it takes to really help people do what they need to do. So with that being said, I just wanted to shine some light on that, because I heard you say, I'm not a certified coach or anything like that, but you've worked with so many wonderful athletes around the world, and you've helped them, even push them so that they could be their best as they went to the Olympics or won championships in their zones of genius. So that's great. And I'm happy that we're able to kind of get the word out about that. So can you tell us more about what you do in regard to, I guess, maybe we can start off with the diet. So before we go there, what I like to do is welcome everybody that's on the show. Please make sure you like and share the broadcast. And today we are talking about bouncing to body balance with the founder of Rucker Wellness, yours truly, Miss Angela Elting. And so, Angie, we're going to put you in the hot seat because we've been pretty cool. We've had you on the show before, so we're on our best behavior. But I think Dr. Pastor Hillary Gooden has a couple of questions for you. So before we get right into that question, I want to ask you about diet. So I'm giving you a heads up that we're going to be talking about diet. That's where I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Okay. But for now, I'm going to step on over because Dr. Hillary's got some questions for you.
All right. So our first question tonight, what inspired you to become, what inspired you to come to this show this evening to discuss this powerful topic?
Well, I enjoy sharing. So what better way to share things I love to do than come here to news you can use? Because this is definitely news that you can use. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do. Good
So
stuff.
we're glad you're here to tell us some more. Like you say, the hot seat's coming up.
So I think Miss Hillary's going to keep you in the hot seat.
Okay.
Okay, so body balance. Why is body balance important, and what do you mean?
Okay, well, balance is kind of an underrated principle of our everyday functions, right? So when you think about balance, what comes to mind?
A weight measure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scale.
Yeah.
Scale. Okay.
When I think about balance, I think of it the full balance of the body, mind, body, and soul, and emotion. So I think all of that needs to be in balance.
Right. And so now when we put that together and we're talking about especially our physical body, right? Balance helps to keep us upright. It also allows us to walk without consciously thinking about where to put our foot next, right? Sometimes you do see people, walking with their head down, making sure that they're walking in a straight line, right? Sometimes there's a purpose or a reason why they have to do that. But for the most part, we kind of just walking consciously, without any kind of assistance. And also even think about balance is being used when you can close your eyes and touch your eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes and touch your eye. You could probably do it without your eyes open, right? And now touch your elbow. Okay, you can. Simon says stop. Also helps to improve our reaction time. So if something was thrown at you, right, as well as preventing injury and overall health.
Mm-hmm.
So balance is also key to strength,
Mm-hmm.
endurance, and flexibility. So it's important to have balance training in our daily routine.
Awesome.
Now, so I want to give you this nice tip from the American Heart Association, and they classify balance as one of the 4 types of exercises that we should do on a daily basis.
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's one of the 4 types of exercises?
Mm-hmm. So that means that we need to include balance when it comes to exercise.
Okay. And I'm going to put that right up here for our guests, our viewers, and our replay viewers to see, because here's the thing. With news you could use, we always want to give people news to help them so you can see it. Balance is one of the 4 types of exercises that we show, or that we should do, pardon me, that we should do on a daily basis. And that's from the American Heart Association. So this is backed by those who work with and for the American Heart Association. So fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So I'm going to keep you in the hot seat because I like to talk about food. But before that, before I get to the food, I think Miss Hillary has another question for you.
Okay, so how do you train your body to maintain and improve balance?
That's a good question. But before answering that question, it's also important to understand how balance works, right? It's basically a coordination of multiple systems in the body working together. So can you guess what part of your body or what that's necessary for balance?
Your hearing,
Your hearing, yes. What else?
sight,
Yes. Your sight.
Hillary,
Your
help.
core.
Your core, yes.
You need to have a strong core.
Definitely to have
And your back.
and your back, absolutely. So these systems is basically, it starts with your brain. So you have the synapses, right? You need to send these signals. You have your vision, so you can kind of keep an eye on having to make adjustments. Now, another important part is the ear, the vestibular system, right? And that's how the inner ear works to improve balance. Many people didn't know that. And then there's another system that's called the proprioceptor. And this is the body's ability to sense the muscles. Ms. Hillary, you talked about the core, the back, right? How they react and coordinate in space and in time. So when all of these are working together, they can react to changes in our environment and can help to alter our balance and help to prevent injury. So we need balance training that involves exercises that strengthen the muscles and stabilize the body. And those muscles, as Miss Hillary mentioned, is the core, the back, the glutes, the arms, and the legs. So pretty much it's your whole body, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. Core, back, glutes, and what else?
Arms and legs.
Arms and legs. So we hope you got that core, back, glutes, arms and legs. Arms and legs. Hey, knees and shoulders. Yeah, y'all know that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. and you have to really invest time to make this happen. It does. This isn't something that just happens overnight. Okay. Right.
And I want to say it's also something, people think, well, I don't have a problem with my balance. But so you don't have a problem in the future.
Right.
Because as you get older, and we all do, every year the number goes up. You can't stop it if you keep living.
Exactly.
You'll be able to have better balance as you move forward in your life.
Right.
And so it's important that, we're going to train all these body parts, right? When you exercise, now, normally when you see someone that's working out in the gym and they're working on weights, or even if you look at a fitness magazine or you're watching a show, they don't just train one body part, right? It's connected with various body parts because there is a balance in the body, right? You need every single one. So if you're doing core exercises, which is in the middle of the body, there's just no way that you can't do core exercises that you don't use your arms or legs, right? Because the core just can't move by itself without moving your arms and your legs. And that affects the glutes as well.
Exactly.
Everything is connected.
Right. Everything is connected. That's great. That's great.
Yeah. And I was thinking also, with the balance, it causes you to have better coordination.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Absolutely. Better
that's good stuff.
And strength. So when we're doing these trainings, because as you said, we learn balance when we start off as children. Think about it.
Right.
When they first learn to walk, That's what they're doing. They're balancing, but they can't stand up right away and walk right away because they haven't strengthened those muscles. They don't have any core strength. Their legs are well developed, but their core is not well developed, right? So that's why they can't walk right away, right? You have children, you have babies that want to run, but they don't have the strength of their arms to lift themselves up.
Right.
So those actions are very, very important. And then as we age, if we don't allow ourselves to do core training, and I'll explain about core training here in a moment, then as we get older, we're going to need assistance, right? Where you'll start to see those that need walkers and canes, or those that can't walk at all. They're sitting in wheelchairs, scooters, anything that to help them. But if only they worked on a little bit of core training, a little bit of balance training. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not just core training, but balance.
Balance training. So let me ask you this. I'm going to go into the food thing, because I'm a health foodie. I like I like to eat healthy, and I like to prepare healthy meals. And you do that as well. You make a lot of your own soups. You make a lot of your own sauces. And because you are a world traveler and being from Okinawa, I think people from Okinawa, Japan, from Asia, a lot of their diet is centered around vegetables. So I know that you have a program that you're about to roll out for your clients, where you're building a regimen of what they should eat and drink, how they should sleep. And then I know you've got some things coming up down the pike where you're going to be doing some classes online. And I hope that we get an invite, me and Hilly Hill, get that invite to come to your class and train with you. So can you tell us about, when we're bouncing to body balance, how essential is the food that we eat? Because a good friend says, Dr. Lamar Price says, if you put good food in your body, okay, you have to be healthy. So can you talk about why that is so important, to put good food or great food in our body?
Well, nutrition is key to our health and wellness, right? We can't survive on just any kind of food.
Right.
And nutrition, it's long term. It's not just short term. It's for our longevity. And the Okinawans really taught people today, even myself, on the importance of eating more plant-based, more plant-based. They eat very little. They don't eat as much meat. If the most meat that we eat is actually more pork-based, and then sea-based. But other than that, they lived off the land. My mother grew up the family of 9, and she was the baby of 9 children. And my grandfather was a carpenter, but he was also a farmer and had acres of land. So they lived off of they had a garden, so that way they can just pick off whatever they need out of the garden. They also had some sugar cane as well, but so I grew up eating off the farm, and then my mom also would have a garden. So it's very, very important. You are what you eat, and the foods that you eat gives you the source of energy that you need to be able to burn calories, be able to sustain endurance for daily activities if needed, or even with sports. So that's why for me, when I played sports, our coaches really instilled, importance of health, having a healthy diet, making sure that we ate low fat, high carbs when I played volleyball, because we needed the carbohydrates for that endurance, playing in long periods of time and exerting lots of energy. When I ran track, it really, there wasn't really a stipulation, but everything was definitely low fat and everything in moderation. But always being health conscious, So
Mhm.
I never really went on a diet per se.
Mhm.
I always grew up eating more plant-based. Didn't eat, I ate meat, but didn't eat it all the time. And even as I grew older, even while playing rugby, I ate pretty much anything that was given to me. But I knew that, I was very conscious of portion control, not saying that I was
Mhm.
counting calories or,
Mhm.
counting how many servings I needed, but it was always a variety. So I love
Mhm.
a variety of vegetables all the time. And I like to be creative because I like to try various things. So being a world traveler, you try foods from various countries
Mhm.
and various
Yeah. Yeah.
combinations
Yeah.
and utilizing that
Yeah.
to fuel the
Yeah.
energy I need for workouts.
And I see that you like to have fun with your food too.
Yes.
Uh, I see the smiley faces there. So you like to have fun with your food. And here's the thing. I really believe we can have fun and enjoy the foods that we're consuming. A lot of times people share that they don't like the fact that sometimes when they're put on a diet plan, the foods are boring. But I know that living in Japan myself for a while, that there are a lot of things that you can do to make food fun. And it's really all about having the creative side. So, Hillary, what do you think about that? Because I know you do a lot of great stuff too, and you make food fun.
Okay. All right. So what I've learned and what I've come to is color. I love a colorful plate, makes me happy. You
Mhm.
know, and I know when the plate is colorful, that means I got vegetables. The reds, the yellows, the orange, and green. I love to have some vegetables.
Yes.
Because we can eat all kind of foods, and like Angie was saying, in moderation. You
Right.
don't just have to be on a diet. You just have to
Mhm.
learn how to eat in moderation. Try to
Mhm.
add more color. Add more
Yes.
color to your plate. If you
Mhm.
look at your plate and it's mostly brown and beige, okay, you need some color. You need a cucumber cut up on the side, a tomato or something. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and
Color of
that's
the
Yes.
that's what I've come to know, to make my plate colorful, and I know I'm doing my body good.
Awesome.
But the
Awesome.
colors, if you think about it, the colors of the rainbow in our foods is what gives us all of our nutrients.
Right.
And so if you don't have anything colorful,
Exactly.
that means you're lacking the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals that you need to give you the strength that you need to be able to sit in a long period of time if you're working at a desk or if you're playing with children, trying to keep up with them, just stretching, walking, so it's very important that try to stay as colorful as possible. I was listening to a nutrition webinar, and a dietitian on there mentioned that we should focus on having at least 3 different types of vegetables with every meal. So this way you are sure to have more vitamins and minerals with every
Mhm.
meal. So I think I was always already doing that because I like a variety.
Mhm.
And as you see, even my pictures, even with my salads, I never have a salad that has the same vegetables all the time. Even when I go grocery shopping, I don't buy the same groceries, same vegetables week in and week out because I always like to try different things. And I'm constantly looking at various types of recipes. One of my favorite apps to use is Pinterest. And I use Pinterest just to give me ideas of variety. I don't follow the recipes to the T, but I look at it to see the different combinations of vegetables or fruits or even meats. I look at the combinations of seasonings that are being used and sauces. And so that helps to kind of inspire me. And knowing that I love various international foods, that I might think of a Japanese cuisine using a little bit of this and a little bit of that, or combining ingredients or seasonings from a different culture and incorporating it in my daily food.
And I must say that really what we eat, it does a body good. You know, you're here on the rugby field, you look like you are in top condition, and we must say it's gotta be because of what you eat, and to be able to perform in front of crowds of hundreds or thousands of people and be on such stellar teams is just amazing. And you know, it really changes how you experience the quality of life. You know, you can be on the rugby team, you can be on the basketball court, you can be on the baseball field, you can be on the volleyball court. And guess what? If you are eating healthy, your body has to support you. I love what Hillary says, that we have to help our body. What's that saying that you have? You absolutely believe?
You got the power to help your body help you.
Exactly. There we go. And we see you over there, Angie, doing your thing on the rugby field. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. So we have a couple more questions. I know we got to the top of the hour so quickly. Wow. So what are examples? Okay, we did that. We talked about how balance plays an important role in your life, but can you talk to us about how balance plays an important role in bouncing?
Yes. So although before I go to that, we didn't really explain some examples.
Examples? Okay, sure.
What's some examples of balance exercises other than just walking and running and doing exercises? But simple things is just think about what we're doing right now. We're sitting, or
right.
I'm actually standing. And to improve our balance, what you can do is engage your core. So tighten your core, right? Mm-hmm. So your stomach muscles, and then just breathing, keep your back straight. So then we're working on aligning our spine.
Right.
So while doing this, you're keeping your head straight because our head's not wobbling, right? So that means that we have good neck strength. In the morning is the best time to do exercises. It gets the blood flowing, and it helps to strengthen our sleepy muscles and helps for that flexibility. So doing simple stretches, starting from your head all the way down to your feet. So think about rolling.
Right.
So doing neck rolls, right? Doing shoulder rolls. So you work from head to toe.
Right.
Doing, shoulder rolls. You can do elbow rolls. You can do wrist rolls. You can do, the hula hoops for our hips, side to side, right? Do your knees and then do your ankles, right? So you get the blood flowing from head to toe. Even just sitting, you can do that even while you're sitting at the desk. So think from time how you can do that. Other things is, which engages all of your body parts, as we mentioned, is just standing and sitting unassisted, right? It's like doing a squat, but even in your chair or in your chair. Okay.
Awesome.
Other things that you can do simply is just concentrate on, even when you're walking, this can help with a lot of your core muscles, your body, your balance muscles, is by walking. You can look at your feet at first, but put one foot in front of the other.
Right.
Okay. So that takes balance, right?
Yes.
And you might need to use assistance by looking at your feet as you're walking, right? And trying to keep that balance as if you're on a tightrope. Or you could have your arms out. Now we're using, our arms to maintain that balance as well. Okay. Looking straight ahead. Instead of looking at your feet, look straight ahead to improve that balance, and then look at a fixed point, or even look straight ahead. Little by little, you're increasing that flexibility and that strength.
Awesome.
Yes. So now back to the question, as you said, how does balance play an important role in bouncing. Well, think about what bouncing does. You're bouncing up and down, right? So balance is necessary to allow the body to bounce up and down at the same time against gravity.
Right.
So
And you know,
and jump without spilling over.
Right. And it helps to make you agile, where you can pretty much turn on a dime.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important to note as well. So what else should we know in regard to this?
Well, it also allows your muscles to kind of go through a full range. So when we're bouncing at equal force, right? It's all at equal force. And I know that Dr. Hillary talks about the G force, you know, when you're on the balance, on the trampoline, right? When you're bouncing. And this is something you can do not only on the trampoline, but even on a balance ball, a stability ball, any kind of balance discs, and doing movement as well. It also helps us when you're bouncing to be able to learn how to shift your weight.
Right.
And your body is aware of that. So we use all of our sensory systems, right? Our brain is sending signals to our body, even to our eyes, you know, to make sure that our body is in position where it needs to be and doesn't throw us off. And at the same time, as we said, it helps you to strengthen your muscles, improve your body balance, right, from bouncing, and also help low impact. And it's a lot of fun.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. And then we're going to come back and hear some final words of wisdom from the remarkable guest that we have today. And I think we actually have another question. So before we get to the final words of wisdom, we're going to ask her this last question, y'all. We're keeping her in the hot seat. That's right. Because we need to know how to bounce and be in balance both in our health and in our personal lives. And so question number 5, how does balance play an important role in bouncing? And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that. But for right now, we're going to go to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that if just one ball drops to the ground, everything could fall apart because everybody's looking at you. You're stressed and overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help that's real help, for solutions. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you. I am Hillary Gooden, the Vibrant Life Coach, author, speaker, lymphologist, and pastor. I empower busy women leaders with strategies to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and boost your immunity. If you're ready for that, you say, you know, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillarygooden.com. You can direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Hillary Gooden. Or else if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, a clarity call, go to bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. That's bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
show. And be sure to follow us on Instagram. Like and share and let us know that you care. Also, let us know what other type of shows you'd like us to present just for you. Thank you. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. And those of you that's just joining us, this is a wonderful topic tonight. Bouncing to Body Balance with our remarkable guest, Miss Angela Elting, the founder of Rugger Wellness. And so we invite you to go ahead and get some one-on-one coaching in with Miss Angela Elting. She has worked with people all around the world, and she can work with you to get into the ultimate shape that you are looking to get into. And right there is where you can find her information, connect with her, and she will come up with a wonderful plan to help you get to where you're going without doing the dieting thing. I don't like that word. I don't even like how it sounds. So on your side of the camera, I've already put her link. You can connect with her on Facebook, but she'll tell you more about that on how to connect with her. And don't forget, make sure that you also connect with me. If you want to do some one-on-one coaching, I'm the person that you want to talk to for business coaching, for personal coaching as well, and anything social media. Lotus Richeignites Coaching and Consulting is your one-stop shop. And then, of course, Hillary, what else should they do?
All righty. Well, you can reach me as for one-on-one coaching as well. And you can go to bit.ly/speak with Hillary, because whatever it is that's going on, I'm sure I got some Vibrant Life solutions for you. And so
Awesome.
Vibrant Health solutions. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm loving it. And so right now we are at the final words of wisdom, and we're going right to our phenomenal guest, Miss Angela Elting, the founder of Rugger Wellness.
Well, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed seeing the flashbacks of my rugby history, of my sports history today. So sharing with you. But today's topic was wonderful. The importance of balance really goes beyond the short term. This is something that we need to do on a daily basis, because improving our balance and our core strength really helps us to negotiate any twists or turns and bumps of our daily life. So you'll be less prone to slip and fall and be more likely to stay on your feet. So try bouncing today to keep the doctors and physical therapists at bay.
All right. Fantastic. And so, Angela, will you tell the folks how they can reach you? I know we shared it earlier, but we want to make sure you're sharing it too.
Okay, you can reach me. It's best to contact me through Facebook at Rugger Wellness. You can also check me out even on Instagram. I post a lot of pictures of foods that I eat as well. And eventually I'll also incorporate exercises as I'm getting ready to do an exercise challenge to maintain that balance that we can do every day.
All right. We love it. Pardon me. Excuse me. Had a little hookah in the throat. So thank you so much. Okay. So the queen of the lymphatic bounce, none other than yours truly, the dynamic, Pastor Hillary Gooden. Words of wisdom.
This was a wonderful topic, and Angie did a wonderful, great, awesome job of explaining and teaching us about the importance of balance, because what you do today is going to help you tomorrow and in your tomorrows. So you want to incorporate those 4 exercises, the stretching and your core and whatever, however you can, walking, jumping, bouncing, Do something with your body, because when you help your body, you gain benefits from your body in a way of helping you. So yeah. And we talked about food just a little bit. Add some color to your plate. It'll make your eyes happy, your stomach happy before the food even enter your body. That's all I want to say.
Awesome sauce. All right. And so with that being said, we thank you, Angela Elting, for being here today. And folks, I got to tell you, what better place to be than with a group of phenomenal ladies sharing how to be healthy, because let's face it, our health is our wealth. So my final words of wisdom are these. Go ahead and check out Angela Elting. Go to Rugger Wellness right there on Facebook. Connect with her. Let her help you help yourself, because we absolutely believe that what, Hillary?
Or to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
Whoop, whoop. So
Yes.
with that being said, we appreciate you, and we'll see you again on Friday. On Friday, when we come back with our amazing co-host, Dr. Pastor Hillary Gooden, for our next show. And of course, me, Dr. Lotus Riche. And then make sure you check us out next time, because we're bringing back the founder of Rugger Wellness, Miss Angela Elting. So make sure you stick with us, because we'll be sticking with you, and we'll see you next time here on News You Can Use. See you later.
Good night.
I love it. I just love this. We're going to play this out, and we're going to see you guys next time. Don't forget, as we always say, you got the power to what, Hill?
Help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
Whoop, whoop. See you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining the show. News you can use. As we discussed, bouncing to body balance with our friend Angela Elting, Dr. Lotus Riche, Queen of the Lymphatic Bounce, Hillary Gooden, and Angela Elting. We'll see you next time. Hillary?
Join us for News You Can Use every Monday and Friday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, where we're introducing health and wellness experts from around the world. I'm your co-host, Hillary Gooden, and our phenomenal host is Dr. Lotus Riche. Experience the best information and live your best life.